Hello, I'm MATHIAS CILLIONIZ. I'm another Peruvian chef. Thank you very much for sticking around also, and thank you very much for the opportunity of being here and getting to know your city and country. I'm honored and very excited. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself to put you in context of what had happened in Peru. And then I'm going to talk about the things that I consider important that happened in the last 15 years to improve change. So I'm a fourth-generation Peruvian. I have a German name and Spanish and Italian heritage or last names. And this is very common in Peru. This had happened in the last 500 years since the Spanish came and conquered the Incas. I grew up in the countryside. I always harvested asparagus. I always milked cows and goats. I've known the difference between white and green asparagus since I was very, very little. So I've always been in contact with the land, the soil, and the product. I studied at Le Cordon Bleu in Lima, and I flew to Australia to work there in hotel kitchens. Right after that, I decided that hotels weren't for me, so I started doing fine dining with Virgilio Martinez in Central Restaurant. After that, I tried doing catering. I ate a little bit around the world and do a few stages in Chicago and Spain. And I got into the concept of what I'm doing now. But I thought that our industry was missing some areas or was rough around the edges, at least in Lima. I thought the menus were extremely long and never changing. I think that Peruvians enjoy eating pretty big portions for very low money. Opportunities for women and men weren't equally offered. I think we weren't considering our impact on the planet, and that was an issue that we needed to embrace. So I decided that I was going to have a casual restaurant, all-day service, that will allow me to give my staff 8-hour shifts, which is something that I never had, and it was very important for me to have. To take up the quality of life of the industry and lower the stress levels and give us some time to spend with our families, exercise, be in contact with nature, which are three things that are very important for me. I was a bit depressed in the time of figuring this out because I didn't see an opportunity for me to keep on being a chef, which I know I will be for the rest of my life. So this is us. This is our breakfast menu. This is very Instagrammable, as you can see. This helped us very quickly to be known. This is what pays my rent. And this is what allows me to have 2 8-hour shifts, which is very important to me. And also, we wanted to improve nutrition and use some Peruvian ingredients and help with the distribution of organic products and acknowledge really cool and professional producers that are doing what they do with the same passion that I'm doing what I'm doing. We also have a cafe menu, which serves sandwiches and salads and savory and sweet pastry, which is offered from midday to midnight. But what we like the best or the most is my bistro menu. Oops, I went one. Can we go one back, if possible? If not, one of the things that I also wanted us to think about in Lima, Peru was the ability I got taught that to create a dish, I needed to start with the protein and then start with the sides, thinking about the sauces or the vegetables or the fruits. I don't think the planet is able to keep on sustaining the way our grandparents ate. So I want to try to change that, at least through my humble platform. And I want to give importance to the fruits and vegetables and maybe use the proteins as a side or a sauce. So these are 3 dishes of our bistro menu. Those 2 have proteins in it. That's an onion with a beef broth. This is a cauliflower with a ramen-style sauce. And this is a strawberry with seaweed dish on different layers of flavor with some flowers and orchids. I didn't know the amount of garbage and our footprint that the industry was generating. So I took this in my own hands and assumed the responsibility. And we did measure our footprint, and we planted 3,500 native trees, and not paying money with it, but exchanging with nutritional courses and revalorizing the native products. We gave that course to pregnant women or young mothers or mothers-to-be. So nutrition, it's a big part of what we do also, no? As chefs, as restaurateurs. This is a part of a monthly study that I received with a company that we work with. We could easily at the restaurant not pay for this service, and I could let the council deal with my garbage, but it's not an efficient way of dealing with the garbage. So I didn't know, it's all in Spanish, but I didn't know how much garbage we were producing and how much of it was organic. And if we do not separate it, and if we do not take care of it, it's all polluting, no? So this was at the beginning of the restaurant. We've been only open for 10 months. And we saved 3.34 tons of CO2 emissions, which are equivalent to planting 87 trees. And that was only 1 month. So I don't know if we are aware and if we consider this important, but I definitely think it is. So now I'm going to share with you what I think happened in Peru. And hoping that you'll find it inspiring and you might share a few of our experiences in Peru. The first one is pride of who we are. It took time. It took us to go out and see the world. We needed to live, work, and eat outside in the world. And we needed the world to see us, to be proud of what we are. I think you have plenty of pride. I think you have amazing food, an amazing city, and an amazing country. You're pretty hospitable, which is an amazing profit, let's say. But you have to take pride, or what we took pride of was our geography, our culture and diversity, and diversity of products, but also different kinds of styles of cuisines and chefs. We need fine dining. We need what we call huariques, which is casual, cheap, very good cevicherias, for example. We need to take pride on our past and obviously our future. And we need to take advantage of our uniqueness, which also you have plenty of. Second, and this is what makes us different in our region, in Latin America, and I think the world, is that we realize that there is greatness in understanding our personal limits and acknowledge a team's power. So we joined forces and we share knowledge. And I've only been here for a few days, but I've heard of a lot of gastronomic fairs or congresses. We only have one important one we're really proud of, and one that obviously needs changes and adjustments, but that's what the world is flying to Peru to see. And this is great for us. It lasts for a week, and people go out and eat at the fair, but also at our restaurants. So this is great for us. Three, recognizing the responsibility of our profession, like sustainability. We have a responsibility with our country and culture. We do have to honor our legacy. We have a responsibility with our planet. Are we aware on how are we impacting, or how big is our footprint in the planet? We need to assume our responsibility with our teams and with ourselves. I don't think the way that restaurants have run in the past are sustainable. I worked for 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, all my life. I don't think that's sustainable. And also to doubt and discuss the ways I've worked. We need to generate platforms as this to doubt ourselves, or self-criticism, or talk openly about our issues and problems. I also think, and this is, I have great fun doing this, we have to push the limits of our societies. We need and have the power of generate positive change. I consider my society to be very close-minded, very religious. We don't like eating some kind of fish or some not. But our kitchens can be the source of improvement, but also destruction. That's a bit of a hard word, but it is. We have the power to destroy or help preserve a kind of fish or wild meat. And I don't know we're taking this as serious as it is. Just to wrap up, have we asked ourselves if the planet is still okay to support the way our grandparents ate, which I think it's not, and how we adapt to the actual situation without losing or forgetting about our heritage. Let's not forget on a Congress that has lasted all day long talking about numbers, that our profession and what we do is about emotions, it's about passion, and it's passion what drives us. Thank you very much.